So while we're all on lockdown, stuck in a bloody house all day long, I thought I'd use this as an opportunity to do a bit of a walk around of the bike and show you all what modifications I've done to it so far. Just talk you through what I think of them. That might be interesting to some of you. So I put a Yoshimura Alpha T 3/4 system on here. You know, OEM mufflers tend to look pretty ugly. The thing that was on here before was like this big massive triangular trumpet sized thing. And what I'll do is I'll put up a video right now of the before and after sounds. This sounds dramatically better. You can, there is a, in fact I'll show you, it comes with, if you're going to go on any quiet day track days, it comes with one of these sound insertion kit. So if you really want to quieten it down, you can do that for quiet track days, or if you've got aggravated neighbours or whatever. But the sound is absolutely phenomenal. You probably saw, if you go back and look at my last video, I did a couple of videos ago, I did a dyno ECU flash on it, and the pops, bangs and crackles that you get out of the exhaust is absolutely ridiculous now. Sounds awesome. It was fairly easy to fit. I'm a bit of a DIY idiot, to be honest with you, and the only problem that I had was, if you look down there, here, you might see a scratch there. This bolt is what you need to get out to take the catalytic converter off. Make sure that you've got the right sized Allen key for that, because I somehow managed to round that bolt off and it was a massive drama. I had to get an angle grinder out underneath the shock and grind the bolt off on the other side. It was horrendous. But yeah, I mean, the quality and fit and finish, it's okay. I mean, I paid about 600 quid for this. This is like a really thin brushed aluminium, and there's 2 bits of carbon here. Jury's still out, to be honest with you, on how well this carbon's going to wear, but we will see. This sticker here seems to be fading pretty quickly, but I think it looks quite cool. But yeah, overall quality's pretty good, but the sound's amazing. I mean, I don't know what horsepower gain is. I had the ECU flashed in it. I got about an extra 10 brake horsepower, but I think the majority of that was just from making the bike be fueled properly. Nobody buys a slip-on exhaust really for a road bike for power gains. It's just all about the torque factor and the sound of it, really, isn't it, I guess. But yeah, so that's one of the things I did. I put some RNG crash protection on here, down on the lower frame, up in the usual place where you'd see on the subframe up there. I also put them on the swing arm, both sides obviously. I also put a Puig, or Puig, however you say it. It's a Spanish company. What's the name of them I put a double bubble racing screen on here. The standard screen that you get on the bike is just far too low. I'm 6'1" and I definitely needed it. The only thing I would say though is I went for the dark tint. Now it looks cool and it goes with the look of the bike, particularly in this paint scheme. However, if you do track days and you want to put the GoPro on your bike, most track days won't let you put it on the tank or on your helmet. So you have to have one of these if you want to get a front-facing view, which is probably one of the better views. If you put the GoPro on here, it's not going to see through there very well because it's dark. So that's the only caveat I'd give to that. I would probably get the light smoke tint next time I did that. But other than that, you know, it's a great quality screen, dead easy to fit. If you want to get a rear seat cover cowl, the only way you could get that from the factory is if you bought the different model of this, which came with the existing Akrapovic exhaust, and that Akrapovic exhaust was pointless. It was like an extra 500 quid for essentially an extra seat cowl, because the Akrapovic exhaust didn't sound any louder than the standard one, so just felt like a bit of a rip-off, to be honest, so I didn't go for that. And I also put a tail tidy on as well. I left the license plate legal size, but again I'll put a picture up so you can see what it was like before and after. But this is an R&G tail tidy, and as you see, it just removes that fender out of the bike, and it sort of came all the way out here before. But yeah, other than that, pretty much kept it standard. You saw in the last video that I've done a ECU flash on the dyno over at Parkit Motorsports. That made a massive difference. It took out the snatchiness of this throttle. The throttle from an on-off position was super snatchy, and the ECU flash I would highly recommend. The whole power band just feels a lot more linear and smoother now, much easier getting on and off the throttle. Out of everything that I've done, to be honest with you, that's probably the best thing that I've done. I had the suspension set up as well for my weight, and that feels nice, but I've not really pushed it yet, so it might need further tweaking, but we'll see. Just from a security point of view as well, I have a drilled in ground anchor and a big Abus fancy chain. That's drilled straight into the concrete. That was a real ball ache to get in there, to be honest with you. This is really solid concrete. I had to hire a specialised drill to get that in there. But it does give you massive peace of mind, because with that wrapped around the back wheel and the swing arm, and then the car parked in front of the garage, I'm not worried about it being stolen at all. Yeah, so put the bike away now. I mean, if anyone's got any other essential mods that you think are worth doing on these things, that are pretty cheap to do. I've not gone to absolute town on this because I'm no intention of keeping it for more than another year, so I don't want to do too much, because I want to make it pretty easy to sell when I come to it. I don't want to have to do a load of work to put it back to standard and start changing wheels and brakes and stuff like that. You know, this very much is getting back up to speed, getting back into bikes year for me, so there's no benefit I don't think I'm going to get from changing shocks and suspension, brakes and all that kind of stuff. So really it's just the tarty stuff that I wanted to do this year. Make it sound cool, put a flashy exhaust on, make sure there's crash protection on, and make sure the screen looks good. But yeah, look, drop me a comment if there's anything that anyone else thinks you should do on these. It's pretty easy and cheap to do. I'm open to suggestions. Thanks. You know, this is not necessarily the type of exciting content I was hoping to put on the channel all the time, but things are what they are at the moment with the lockdown and everything, so we've all got to keep busy. Hope everybody's looking after themselves, and hopefully we can get back on the racetrack soon. So yeah, take care, speak to you soon.
I'm seeing shimmers in this honesty.